In the world of photography, quality often comes at a price, but sometimes that price is just too steep. While some cameras justify their cost with innovative features or superior image quality, others seem to rely more on hype, brand status, or flashy marketing than genuine performance. In this list, we're counting down the top 10 overpriced cameras, devices that may look impressive on the surface, but don't quite deliver enough value for the hefty price tags they carry. Whether you're a pro looking to upgrade, or a beginner wondering what's worth your money, this list will help you avoid budget-breaking disappointment. Number 10. Hasselblad 500c. When it comes to iconic cameras that have shaped photography, the Hasselblad 500c stands tall. Released in 1957, this medium-format masterpiece was revolutionary for its time. Compact yet powerful, it quickly became a favorite among professionals, offering a modular design, crisp image quality, and the ability to swap film backs mid-shoot. Today, the 500c holds a special place in the hearts of street photographers who prize its waist-level viewfinder, quiet operation, and the stellar Carl Zeiss lenses that deliver unmatched sharpness and character. At launch, the Hasselblad 500c carried a price tag of about $600. While that may not sound outrageous now, inflation tells a different story. Adjusted for today's money, that original price translates to roughly $5,600, making it clear this camera was never aimed at casual hobbyists, but rather serious photographers who demanded the very best. Despite its premium cost, the 500c established itself as one of the most respected and enduring film cameras of the 20th century. But as with many great machines, not all Hasselblad 500cs are created equal. While regular models fetch respectable sums on the collector's market, one particular unit achieved legendary status. In the early 1960s, NASA modified a Hasselblad 500c for use during the Mercury space program. This wasn't just a camera, it was part of mankind's first tentative steps beyond Earth. Stripped down and customized to suit the rigors of space travel, it accompanied astronauts on historic missions before returning safely to Earth in 1962. That rare piece of photographic and space exploration history eventually found its way to auction, where it captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Most recently, an anonymous British buyer paid a staggering $275,000 to own it, cementing the Hasselblad 500c's place not just in photography, but also in human history. Number 9. Kodak DCS 100. Compared to what digital photography had been only a few years earlier, the Nikon E2 must have felt like a true revelation when it appeared around 1996. Before its release, the only real digital solution available to photojournalists and early adopters was Kodak's groundbreaking, yet almost comically impractical, DCS 100. Introduced in 1991, the DCS 100 was essentially a Nikon F3 film camera that Kodak had modified into a digital system, but the result was far from compact. To start, the F3 body itself was fitted with a massive electronic grip, integrated with a digital back and motor drive, which doubled both the size and weight of the already hefty camera. But the real challenge wasn't just the oversized body, it was the DSU, or digital storage unit, that made the DCS 100 infamous. Roughly the size of a small desktop printer, and weighing several kilos, this unit was tethered to the camera by a thick cable and acted as the heart of the system. Without it, the camera simply couldn't function. Photographers had to sling the DSU around their shoulder, wear it as a backpack, or strap it to their hip, turning every assignment into a literal workout. Despite its burdensome design, the DCS 100 was revolutionary. It offered the first real glimpse of professional digital photography. But innovation came at a price. In 1991, Kodak asked for an eye-watering $20,000 for the complete kit. For the few who invested, the DCS 100 was less a practical tool, and more a futuristic experiment, proof that digital was possible, even if not yet refined. By contrast, when Nikon's E2 appeared later in the decade, its far more compact and usable design made it seem like a miracle, pushing digital photography from the realm of novelty into the beginnings of real-world practicality. Number 8. Hasselblad H6D-400c MS. It might sound strange, but the awe-inspiring Fujifilm GX100 isn't even the most expensive medium format camera you can buy today. In fact, it's not even close. For decades, Hasselblad has held an almost mythical status in the photography world, often referred to as the Leica of medium format. The reason is simple. Their cameras blend unmatched craftsmanship, Scandinavian design elegance, and state-of-the-art imaging technology into tools that feel more like luxury art pieces than mere equipment. But with that prestige comes price tags that make even seasoned photographers blink twice. Enter the Hasselblad H6D. This flagship medium format system is nothing short of extraordinary, and its cost reflects that exclusivity. Retailing for a jaw-dropping $48,000, the H6D stands as one of the most expensive cameras in active production today. That's $48,000. Yes, you read that correctly, before you even consider lenses or accessories. It's the kind of investment usually reserved for commercial studios, museums, or elite photographers working in advertising and fine art. So, what exactly do you get in exchange for such an astronomical sum? For starters, the H6D boasts a mind-bending 400-megapixel sensor when used in its multi-shot mode, delivering a level of detail and tonal accuracy that borders on surreal. Combined with Hasselblad's renowned color science, the results are images that capture every nuance, every subtle gradient, and every texture with almost lifelike precision. Add to that, ergonomics refined over decades of professional use, a modular build, and an iconic design DNA that has graced everything from fashion shoots to NASA missions. And the H6D becomes more than just a camera. It's a statement. Simply put, the Hasselblad H6D isn't just about taking photographs. It's about redefining what's possible with a camera, provided you can stomach its breathtaking price. Number 7. Fujifilm GFX 100. Today, investing in a digital medium format camera is perhaps the most sensible way to burn through a large pile of cash, while still walking away with one of the finest photographic tools ever made. Unlike full-frame or APS-C cameras, medium format bodies rely on enormous sensors that are not only physically harder to manufacture, but also tuned for extraordinary image quality. The engineering challenge of producing such large sensors with wide dynamic range and impeccable tonal transitions means these cameras inevitably sit at the very top of the pricing pyramid. They're not built for the average hobbyist, but for professionals and enthusiasts chasing ultimate fidelity, subtle color rendering, and unrivaled detail. A perfect case study is the Fujifilm GX100. A flagship model that has redefined what's possible outside the realm of traditional full-frame systems. The camera packs a jaw-dropping 100-megapixel CMOS sensor, bringing resolution levels once reserved for ultra-expensive Hasselblad or Phase 1 systems into a body that's, relatively speaking, more accessible. But Fujifilm didn't stop at raw resolution. The GFX 100 is also fully weather-sealed, making it tough enough for real-world professional use, whether in studios, on location, or in challenging outdoor environments. Add to that in-body image stabilization, IBIS, a feature that was once unthinkable in the medium format world, and you have a camera that combines brute force image quality with modern shooting flexibility. Of course, such innovation doesn't come cheap. With a price tag hovering around $10,000, the GFX 100 is one of the most expensive mass-produced cameras available today. Yet for photographers seeking ultimate image quality without venturing into even more exotic boutique systems, it stands as a symbol of both excess and excellence. An unapologetic reminder that in photography, the best often demands the most. Number 6. Leica R8 and R9. With DMR. Initially introduced in 1996, the Leica R8 marked a bold new chapter in Leica's R series of 35mm SLR cameras. It was followed in 2002 by the nearly identical Leica R9, which refined the formula, but kept the same forward-thinking spirit. These were the most advanced R system models Leica ever produced, packed with electronic features that reflected the high-tech trends of the late 1990s and early 2000s. Among their standout innovations was an electronically controlled shutter capable of speeds up to 1/8,000th of a second, a record-setting feature at the time, and something usually reserved for professional flagship cameras. Like all Leica products, the R8 and R9 carried the brand's aura of luxury, exclusivity, and uncompromising craftsmanship. Their list prices reflected that prestige, around €3,000 at launch, which translates to approximately $6,400 in today's money. Importantly, this figure did not include a lens. Leica optics came at an additional premium, making ownership a serious investment for photographers. Even more remarkable was the introduction of the digital module RDMR in 2004, an optional digital back co-developed with Nikon and Kodak. Priced at around $5,500 at launch, about $8,400 today, the DMR transformed any R8 or R9 into a fully capable digital camera. It featured a 10-megapixel Kodak sensor with a 1.37x crop factor and was among the most advanced digital backs available during its era. This hybrid solution gave Leica R users the unique ability to switch seamlessly between film and digital shooting, something no other 35mm SLR system offered at the time. Although the R8 and R9 were the last of their line, they remain fascinating relics of Leica's effort to merge classic design with cutting-edge technology, bridging the gap between film tradition and digital innovation. Number 5. Leica SL. The Leica SL, introduced in 2013 at an MSRP of $5,995, marked a bold move for the German camera maker into the world of professional digital system cameras. Positioned as Leica's second major digital system, after the medium format Leica S, the SL was designed to appeal to serious working photographers who wanted a robust, high-performance, full-frame, mirrorless option. It utilized the Leica L mount, shared later with the Leica CL, and eventually adopted by Panasonic and Sigma under the L mount alliance, giving it flexibility in lens options, though at the time, choices were fairly limited. At its core, the SL featured a 24-megapixel CMOS sensor, delivering sharp, clean images with Leica's signature color rendering. Compared to competing professional crop sensor cameras of the era, such as APS-C and even some early full-frame DSLRs, the SL held its own with strong dynamic range, detail retention, and excellent build quality. Its all-metal construction, weather sealing, and large, bright electronic viewfinder made it stand out as a rugged yet modern photographic tool. However, the camera's biggest talking point was always its price. At nearly $6,000 for the body alone, the SL was well beyond the reach of many photographers, especially when more affordable full-frame cameras from Sony, Canon, and Nikon offered similar or better performance at nearly half the cost. While this limited its mainstream appeal, Leica has never built cameras to compete on price. Instead, the brand has always cultivated an aura of exclusivity, craftsmanship, and heritage. For many, the Leica SL represented the brand's attempt to modernize without losing its identity. Though not a commercial success on the scale of its rivals, it set the foundation for the SL2 and the broader L mount ecosystem that thrives today. Number 4. Nikon E2. In the mid-1990s, Nikon took its first serious step into the world of digital photography with the release of the Nikon E series, a line of digital SLRs aimed squarely at professional photographers. At the time, digital imaging was still a niche technology, often regarded as experimental. But Nikon positioned the E series as a forward-looking solution for pros who wanted to explore the possibilities of digital capture while still relying on their familiar Nikon F-mount lenses. What made these cameras truly unusual, however, was their design. The E series models were famously awkward in shape, with bulky box-like bodies that looked more like industrial prototypes than polished consumer products. To address the problem of their relatively tiny CCD sensors, Nikon introduced a reduction optics system. This unique optical setup essentially projected the full image circle from a standard Nikon lens onto the smaller sensor, reducing the crop factor that plagued most early digital cameras. In practice, it meant photographers could use their existing glass without suffering extreme focal length changes. A clever workaround, even if it added to the camera's already clunky appearance. As for performance, the numbers were less than impressive by today's standards. Every Nikon E series camera maxed out at around 1.3 megapixels. At a time when film negatives could easily deliver much more detail, these resolutions were modest at best. But for photojournalists needing quick turnaround, the benefits of digital, instant review, no film costs, and easier transmission were worth the trade-offs. Of course, this cutting-edge technology came with a staggering price tag. The Nikon E2, for example, retailed for around $10,000 in the mid-90s. Adjusted for inflation, that translates to nearly $19,500 today. Clunky, low-res, and expensive, the Nikon E series nonetheless represented a bold first step into the digital future. Number 3, Nikon Df. Released in 2013, the Nikon Df was one of the most unusual DSLR cameras of its time, sparking both admiration and criticism from photographers and reviewers alike. With a design heavily inspired by Nikon's legendary FM and f3 film SLRs, the Df was marketed as a retro-themed digital camera that emphasized photography in its purest form. Unlike most of its DSLR peers, the Nikon Df did not include video recording capabilities, a decision that divided opinion, but reinforced Nikon's intention to create a camera solely for still photography. Inside, the Df housed the same 16.2 megapixel full-frame CMOS sensor found in Nikon's then flagship professional camera, the D4. This sensor was widely praised for its exceptional dynamic range and outstanding low-light performance, giving the Df the ability to produce clean, high-quality images in virtually any condition. Paired with Nikon's Xpeed 3 image processor, the camera delivered fast performance, though not at the same professional speed as the D4. One of the Df's most unique features was its compatibility with nearly every Nikon f-mount lens made since 1959. Unlike other Nikon DSLRs, the Df included a special mechanical coupling system that allowed photographers to mount even the oldest pre-AI lenses, making it the only digital camera ever to support such a wide range of vintage and modern glass. This feature, combined with its mechanical dials for ISO, shutter speed, and exposure compensation, created an experience that felt tactile, deliberate, and nostalgic. At launch, the Nikon Df carried a steep retail price of $2,750, around $3,500 today, which made it a niche choice. Some saw it as overpriced, while others considered it a cult classic. Over a decade later, the Df remains one of Nikon's most polarizing cameras, cherished by enthusiasts who value its timeless blend of heritage and digital innovation. Number 2, Nikon Z9. If you're partial to Team Nikon, you already know that stepping into their flagship territory means preparing for a serious investment. Nikon's current top-of-the-line camera, the Z9, sits at the pinnacle of its mirrorless lineup and directly competes with the Canon EOS R3. Priced at $5,499, the Z9 is by no means a budget-friendly machine. But then again, it was never intended to be. This is a professional-grade workhorse built for speed, reliability, and uncompromising image quality. The Z9 features a robust, bulky pro body design that immediately communicates its seriousness. It's built to endure demanding environments, from sports arenas to wildlife expeditions, where reliability is non-negotiable. Inside, Nikon has packed a full-frame 50-megapixel sensor that balances high-resolution detail with lightning-fast performance. Whether you're shooting stills or video, the camera delivers images that meet the strict demands of professionals. One of the Z9's most notable strengths is its near-limitless burst shooting capacity. Nikon engineered it to keep up with action photographers who need to capture every split-second movement without worrying about buffer slowdowns. Combined with advanced autofocus tracking and blackout-free shooting, the Z9 gives photographers the confidence that every decisive moment will be captured. Of course, this kind of performance doesn't come cheap, and that's where the Z9 draws a clear line. It isn't designed for hobbyists or casual shooters. It's targeted squarely at professionals who demand the very best and are willing to pay for it. For those who can justify the price, the Nikon Z9 represents not just a camera, but a powerful tool capable of delivering results in the most challenging scenarios. Number 1. Canon EOS R3. Fast forward to the present day, and Canon's digital camera lineup has evolved into something extraordinary. At the very top of this hierarchy sits the EOS R3, a mirrorless powerhouse that represents the pinnacle of Canon's engineering and innovation. This is not just another camera, it is Canon's statement to the professional market, combining speed, precision, and cutting-edge technology in a body designed for serious photographers and videographers. The EOS R3 is built around a full-frame stacked CMOS sensor, a design that ensures blistering readout speeds, minimal rolling shutter, and class-leading image quality. The dynamic range it delivers allows photographers to capture detail in both the brightest highlights and the deepest shadows, making it incredibly versatile across genres, from fast-paced sports to high-contrast documentary work. Its image quality is consistently ranked among the best in the industry, rivaling or surpassing the top competitors in the mirrorless world. One of the camera's most groundbreaking features is its eye-controlled autofocus system. Reviving and refining a technology Canon first introduced decades ago, the R3 allows photographers to simply look at their subject through the viewfinder to guide the autofocus system. This makes shooting fast-moving subjects not only more intuitive, but also faster and more accurate than ever before. For action photographers, this is nothing short of revolutionary. All of this technology comes at a price, and the EOS R3 is currently Canon's most expensive brand new camera, retailing for $5,999. Interestingly, that figure is almost identical to the launch price of Canon's first professional digital EOS flagship, creating a sense of historical continuity. The R3 is not just a camera, it's a benchmark for what modern digital imaging can achieve, blending tradition with innovation in a way only Canon can deliver. That's it for today's video, guys. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos.